Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions Bava Kamma 55. In my almost 4 years of learning Talmud, it has taken me to some highly unexpected places. This time it was the official government website of New South Wales, specifically the Animals and Livestock section, subsection Poultry. Let me tell you what happened. In the Torah, Jews are forbidden from farming with two different species of animals yoked together, even if it was one of those stories you read about unlikely but heartwarming cross-species animal friendships. So the sages are talking about this prohibition, but sometimes it's not actually easy to tell if two animals are the same species or not. Exhibit A. The Chihuahua and the pit bull that made my dog Sansa. If I didn't know they were both Canis familiaris, I would have been like, those are not the same species, are you kidding? Pit bulls are wonderful, and Chihuahuas are the spawn of Lilith. Anyway, what do the sages do to determine species? They use the scientific method, sort of a little. They have the hypothesis part, they have the observation part, they have peer review, but not in the sense we know it, but credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. For example, Shmuel argues that a wild goose and a domesticated goose are not the same. Rava bar Rav Hanan wonders how this conclusion was reached. Is it because one has a short beak and the other has a long beak? If so, that proves nothing, because Persian camels and Arabian camels have different neck thicknesses and they are the same species. Abaye shoots this theory out of the sky like he's a British aristocrat at a Regency hunting party. You have to see, are the balls of the geese visible? If so, it is a wild goose, in more ways than one. Rav Papa suggests another difference. A female wild goose lays one egg at a time, but domesticated geese have many. It was at this point that I decided to do further research. Is this because of the NyQuil I've been taking? Possibly. I googled the egg production of wild geese, which led me somehow to the website of New South Wales, specifically to an article entitled Egg Production, Incubation, and Sex Identification of Geese. I didn't learn the answer to my question, but I learned something else equally as important, I think. I learned that it's best not to allow geese access to swimming facilities first thing in the morning. Otherwise, they could lose their eggs while they're doing their laps. That is an absolute hashtag fact that I learned today. Another fact that I know is that if a Talmudic discussion is taking place, somebody needs to raise a completely absurd but wildly creative hypothetical question. It has to happen. It's going to happen. It happens. Today, the honor goes to the sage Rechava. He understood the assignment so beautifully. He asks, what if you have a wagon and you're driving it on the beach? And the two animals yoked together pulling that vehicle are a goat on land and a fish in the sea. Sir, thank you. Thank you for the gift of this delightfully ludicrous visual. On behalf of myself and the many Daf Yomi meme creators that will undoubtedly create this very image using AI illustration technology, I salute you. Kol hakavod. So Rechava, this genius, and I do not mean that sarcastically, he's an absolute legend. Okay, he's wondering, is this situation kosher because they're both in their respective ecosystems? Or is it a no-no because they are both attached to the wagons somehow? The sages, with the exception of Ravina, say this is indeed prohibited and the hypothetical imaginary driver is in the wrong. You cannot yoke a land mammal and a fish together legally. They belong to two completely separate unions. Personally, I wish the sages had taken time to discuss this question further. I just really need to know their thoughts on how in Gehenna somebody could put a harness on a fish in the first place. Gentlemen, Chazal, please tell us. Because the website of New South Wales has nothing for this.